Okay, so next stage here now is cleaning this E-hub motor testing station, and I'm going to blast it too, and I'm going to powder coat it next week. So I have to keep the phone back a wee bit here because I don't want to get it all grindings, and also sand. So when I start sandblasting, I will move the phone back a good bit. So I have to start the other camera here too for the main view on the channel. Okay, so what I'm going to do here now is give this A-frame, this hub testing station, this frame, a good wee grind before we start blasting it. So not all the welds, just like this cap and any wee rough bits. Remove any splatter also. Okay, so grinding first, sandblasting second. Hello everyone. So what I'm doing now today, this evening, I'm trying to get this sandblasted. So I'm doing a bit of grinding first. Sandblasting will follow in maybe 10 minutes or so. Sandblasting's gonna start soon. Welding. Hi everyone! Anyone that's joined there, I'm going to be sandblasting in a moment. Just trying to get it up to get it all prepped first, all the welds. Well, some of the welds. Such as flattening the weld at this point, and also around this cap. Right. Going to try and bring this one onto a better view here because the other one's now moved. So flattening the welds, some of the welds that I don't want. So the welds are in the cap at this point, and I'm not going to touch these ones, obviously they're nice and neat. So using this backing pad, oh, watch this here, the thing doesn't fall over here. It's alright. What I'm doing here is I'm working off the edge rather than going on the way, like this, leaving it round the edge. So a nice sharp edge first. Fun. Same goes for here. Keeping the radius and the plate the same as the box iron, right out to the edge. I'm going to get a new desk here. So now that this is flattened, the space, and here what I'm going to do is leave a wee round radius on this edge. Okay, so I'm nearly ready for blasting here. Just need to get a drink of water. Sorry, I had to go to the fridge here. Right, just going to give it a wee final go over here. Once over, and then I'm going to blast it. Have to start the other camera up. Have to move the two cameras back to do this, the phone and the camera. A 4K for the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. So this will be powder coated, zinc primer, and then a base coat, final coat, gloss. Might do it yellow, might do it orange, or this colour. That's my oven. The camera's touching the bench there. Okay. So the reason I'm grinding the welds here is because I want this to sit flat on the floor, and I don't want the weld sitting proud because well, the welds would start wearing. Sorry, I'm got a metal in my finger. The powder coating would wear on the weld. Just getting that bit of metal out there. Okay, so nearly ready for blasting. Nearly ready. So just these two now in the bottom. Any wee bits of splatter, the blaster will remove them if they're not too deep, but if not I can batter them off later with a file or the chisel there. Okay, nearly ready. Starting to rain now, but doesn't matter. Okay, what I'm going to do here now is just going to raid this bench and set some of the stuff in the garage because the sand's going to be very messy. And then will come the powder coating next week. So I'll need them, yeah. Okay, so I have to move the phone away back. So I have to raise it up here. I don't know where to put it. Should I put it back here? Right, I think it might be right there. I can't have that too close because it'll only wreck it. So this sandblaster is more or less just a DIY sandblaster. So the big compressor will be used, but I don't want to abuse the compressor, so I might take wee breaks here and there. Okie dokie. Need to set this other camera up too. I need to set maybe the two of them back a wee bit more maybe. So I've never done no sandblasting, maybe a couple of years, because I didn't have the compressor built. So that's probably the first time the big compressor's ever used for sandblasting. Just going to take my good mic off the camera too. We don't need that. These yaks. Okay, so the camera's way over there, look. But I will. So what I'm going to do now is basically sandblast all this black scale off to do it in the rain. But there's nothing I can do. You have to keep a live stream running. So this other camera might need to go back a bit too. This phone, I don't want to wreck it because it's a good phone. It's only brand new for these live streams. So I'm going to set it back here, and hopefully the two of them's okay. So I will come closer when you know what? I'll bring it up for the moment and then I'll move it back. So I have to change masks here to this one. Okay, so the blaster that I'm using is not a Chinese one. It's like sort of like an industrial grade type one with this extra hose. It was made in the UK. I was going to make my own, but I didn't have time. So when I blast this now, keep the phone back a wee bit and hopefully it goes well. As I say, I have used this blaster in a while, and today I modified the little silicone hose that's in there inside the valve, so hopefully it works. It should work better because I know it was underperforming the last time I used it. So I'll start off with the phone here, right? So this will need blasted next week again before I powder coat it because it's raining now. Here we go. So, do you see those droplets of rain? It'll not do it. So, we'll keep our lit here. Hopefully get it all done now. Live stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll bring it closer because the phone, I don't care about. Well, I do care about it, but the 4K camera, you know, if I damage that, I have lens protectors on the phone here. But on the 4K camera, the sand will go on, and I'm actually going to stop it soon. It'll go onto the lens inside the shutter. So I'm not going to do too much without running. So the blaster's going well there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this camera into the garage. So if you want to see more blasting, do see live stream part 4. I think it is. Yeah, 4. So I can't risk the sand going on there. So I'm going to start in 2 seconds again. I just need to get a drink of water. Don't know what it is. So I'll do a wee close up here. So, only running off the phone now for live stream. So the camera had to go away. So what I'm going to do now, this side's nearly complete. So you can see how effective there the sandblaster is. Obviously I didn't go too deep. I didn't go too holding on. So the nozzle on the sandblaster is 3mm. For anybody that wants to know. If anybody has any other questions, do ask me. The sandblasting needs a nice finish for the powder coating. So the oven that I will be using will be my DIY oven for the powder coating off this. And I will also be using my DIY booth, powder coating booth. It's on my channel. So the bottom of the right hand side is done here. So it makes a really... I'm going to go ahead here now and get the rest of it done here. Just keep her lit. Put the phone on the stand. My mask is steaming up. Where did that earplug go? The earplug's missing. Well, the raid stopped now. Thank goodness. Well, I have the earplugs in, but I'm also using this because this is really loud. I'm sure you can hear it. So I'm only running with one motor on the compressor, so I'm going to go and turn the other one on too. Okay, we got a bother there. So for some reason the compressor tripped out the garage, so I have to just run with one. It actually tripped the meter itself, sadly, so I lost a couple of minutes there. I'm running my mobile data at the minute, so I'm going to switch on the dear. So hopefully the mobile data is alright there at the minute. I get this sorted here. Might just go ahead and finish this because it's raining. Right. I'm just trying to listen out to the compressor here, 2 seconds. Don't know what's going on. Getting Monday now as well as the rain. the thing half blasted anyway. So next week I'll give it another lick, and what I'll do is I'll powder coat it then. But it's more or less prepped and ready to go there now. I'm gonna turn these lights on. So it was the electric first, and then it was the rain, and then the wind came. So it'll dry off. So remember, this is about the oranginess, so you'll see it starting to rust there already. But it'll dry off, it'll be alright the next week. See how neat the welds are now in this bit I sanded now. The edges here. So as I say, the electric went out there, and also it started raining. So sadly, I have to end the live stream. I have to stop the work anyway. I have to also take the blaster out of the rain. But the camera's talking to me now too, because it's moved back into position. So that's it. So next week I will be putting that thing into the powder coating booth first over here, and then I'll be shifting across on a tracking system in the corner there, that tracking system that I designed. So I'll shift let's focus on again. I'll shift that frame across from the booth with the powder attached, obviously using static, and then I'll put it into the oven there, where I will it will cure for 20 minutes or so. So I'm just waiting to see if this rain goes off, stops, then I get back out, and maybe I might be able to finish it. But if not, I'll just do another live stream next week, because this one did not work out very well. So I've got most of it sanded, or not sanded, blasted. It's just the rain. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop, because it looks like it's drizzling again. But next week, what I go out to see? No, it's raining. So next week I will do another live stream just before I'll do a final blast, and then I'll powder coat it. Okay? So this live stream didn't go very well, but you get the idea. So everyone, thank you for watching, and do come again. So that's it. Half blasted anyway. The rain has ruined the day. Goodbye everyone. Have a good weekend.